Welcome back to Connecting Africa. 4 years ago, Africa launched the world's largest free trade agreement, the African Continental Free Trade Area, the AfCFTA. It should boost economic growth, trade and investment across the continent. It's also predicted that it could take 30 million people out of extreme poverty and boost the incomes of 68 million who survive on $5.50 per day. In 2022, 7 countries, Egypt, Ghana, Cameroon, Rwanda, Kenya, Tanzania and Mauritius, were chosen to pilot the free trade agreement. In Kenya, farmers started selling tea to Ghana. Our Africa correspondent, Victoria Rubadiri, has been to one of Kenya's famous tea plantations to see how they got on.
In the lush green fields of Kericho in western Kenya, you will find acres upon acres of tea plantations. In the nearby Kisii Highlands, Anthony Kinara Maragia has been involved in tea farming for more than 20 years.
It has been a bumpy ride. There are seasons that we can call good, and there are seasons that we can call bad.
He is hoping that implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement can bring new opportunities.
Better returns for farmers is maybe to add value to the tea and look for better markets. Let them not stick to one particular market. They can go to elsewhere where they can get a better price. Because currently, right now, the price they are giving us is not very favorable to us as farmers.
Easily accessing new markets within the continent is what the Free Trade Agreement is all about. 2 years ago, 7 countries were chosen to kickstart tariff-free trade. It was called the Guided Trade Initiative, and Kenya in East Africa was among those chosen. It started by sending tea more than 6,000 kilometers away to Ghana in West Africa.
The Guided Trade Initiative tea consignment took about 6 months to get to Ghana. If there was an appropriate road network or rail network, an electric train system, that would improve our capability to export more volumes in those destinations, to build a consumer base in those destinations.
Investing in infrastructure and making the flow of goods in and out of a country easier is being seen as critical to the success of the Free Trade Agreement.
The East African region already has the advantage of being united by tea. There is room as East African countries to combine our diplomatic capabilities and start to initiate a conversation with our West African partners on how we can set up this trade corridor, build this rail that would ensure if I ordered my tea in Lagos, it would be at my door in 3 days or even in 24 hours.
One of those trying to remove the bottlenecks is Trademark Africa.
How would you say Trademark Africa has helped in the implementation of AfCFTA?
One of the challenges, Victoria, particularly in the areas of trade, is the cost of doing business, the fiscal infrastructure, which is non-existent in most cases, or where it is, it takes a long time because there are many barriers on the road and also crossing borders. Trademark has also helped, particularly in East Africa, to construct no less than 15 one-stop border posts, which means you now reduce the time that trade takes, say, from the port of Mombasa to Kigali. Before Trademark started as such, it used to take up to 1 month for a truck to move from Mombasa to Kigali. But now it is taking about 6 days. Imagine the savings there of some 24 days. That means a truck that was doing just 1 trip in a month now can do 6 trips.
2 years ago, the Guided Trade Initiative came into place. 7 countries. Why was it so important for this pilot program to be launched?
First, it was to try and get the countries to really remove what you might call psychological barriers. Having trade take place between Kenya and West Africa countries as far as, say, Ghana, this has never happened. In most cases, this trade goes through Europe. If you go to Ghana, you drink Kenya tea, but it would have come from Kenya via UK. And so the whole idea of guided trade was solution-based approach to identify the obstacles that you get. When you look at the kind of products that are now being traded, particularly agribusiness, food values, which have been given value addition, light manufacturing, heavy manufacturing, textiles, there is scope for Africa trade. So it has demonstrated really three things: that there is a possibility to be able to do business within the continent, and the challenges that have been identified should be systematically addressed, and that this is now an opportunity for Africa to exploit its market potential.